Good day everyone, I am Joshua M. Mulid and today we will be presenting a fundamental concept in data structures and algorithms, especially in binary trees, the root to leaf path sum. So this concept is not only important for solving problems in coding interviews, but it also teaches us how recursive thinking works in theta-versal algorithms. So let's dive into the basics and understand how it works step by step. So let's begin by looking at what exactly we mean by a root to leaf path sum. Path sum is defined as the accumulation of weights or values associated with the edges or nodes encountered on a path starting at the root of the tree and ending at one of its leaves. Each leaf corresponds to a unique root to leaf path, and the sum aggregates the measures along that path. This concept is essential in many computational problems, such as finding a optimal paths, evaluating probabilities, or performing structural searches in trees. Alright. So here's how the algorithm works. Starting from the root node of a tree, the algorithm explores each branch down to the leaves, accumulating the total value of nodes along the way. It checks every possible path from the root to leaf, ensuring that no valid route is missed. At every leaf node, it evaluates whether the total sum of that path meets a target condition or stores it for later processing.
Overview of the path sum. Did you know that the shortest path problem has been studied as early as the 1950s? It's one of the most important ideas in computer science, optimization, and graph theory. Basically, it's all about finding the most efficient route from one point to another using the values or weights assigned to each node in a graph or tree. In path-sum problems, this idea is applied to trees where the algorithm moves through the structure either recursively or iteratively. As it follows each path, it keeps adding the values of the nodes until it reaches a leaf node. Once it gets there, it either records or processes the total path sum to be used as the result or further analysis.
Now let's walk through how the algorithm works. But first, let's talk about the two classes in the code. The first class is called treeNode. This class is used to build a binary tree. Each node has a value, a left child, and a right child. This class lets us create three nodes and link them together. Next is the root to leaf path sum. This class finds all paths from the root to the leaf, where the sum of the values equals a target number. The method creates a list called result, then it stores all the valid paths. It then calls a helper method called DFS, that's short for depth first search. Now, how the DFS method works is in the first line, if the node is null, then we stop. We add the current node's and then the next is we add the current node's value to the path. We also subtract it from the remaining sum. Next is that if it's a check that if we reach a leaf node, then the remaining sum is zero, then we found a valid path. We add a copy of the current path to the results list. If not, we keep going left and right. Then, on the last is the backtrack. We remove the last value from the path, and then this helps us go back and try new paths. In the end, that's how the method returns all the correct paths. Each path goes from the root to a leaf, and the numbers add up to the target sum. I'll be explaining the step-by-step process on how the algorithm works. The first step is start at the root. Then, in the example above, the root is number 5. The 3-node root is equals to new 3-node number 5. Then step 2, we go down all paths from we go from parent and then to child, from 5 to 4 or 4 to 11, then 11 to 7. That we use something called DFS, or that first search was mentioned in the previous page. Then on the next step, as we go down a path, we keep adding the values to a list called current path. So 5 plus 4 plus 11, then plus 7. Then the next step, if we hit a leaf, meaning no more children, we check did the total value of this path match the target sum. In the example above, the target sum is 22. So if we add 5 plus 4 plus 11 plus 7, that's 27. Since it did not match the target sum, then we move on to the next step, which is backtracking. After checking one path, we step back and try another. So if we go, so now we go to 5, 4, 11, and 2. So 5 plus 4 plus 11 plus 2 is a total of 22. So now it matches the target sum. Then then we will save that path. And if you run this code, the output will be an array of 5, 4, 11, 2. That's all.
So, good day everyone. I'm Kenneth Dirico, and today I'm going to discuss and continue our presentation about path sum algorithm about time complexity. So first, what is time complexity? The path sum algorithm has a time complexity of O, open parentheses, and close parentheses. So what does that mean? So it means that n is equal to number of nodes, and it also means that it visits each node exactly once. So no matter how many nodes though, or 10, 20, 30, each node is gonna visit lang niya once and is invalid. Para tong sa, in order traversal, post order traversal, or pre-order traversal, or katong level order traversal. So the same atong ito doon, sir. So if we have 10 nodes, we process each one only a single time. Same sa ginagawa niya tong sensor. So real world simulation. First is navigation system or GPS route. Example siya sa application or real world application sa path some algorithm. So routes are modeled as graph with intersections as nodes and roads as edges with distances. So basically, mga routes or mga intersections daw is mga nodes, kaya mga highways, mga edges yung nakakonect sa nodes. Next simulation example sa application sa path sum algorithm is combo meals choices para lang sa mga fast food restaurants. Itong mga foods like Chicken Joy, like fries and drinks. Combo meal sa Jollibee. Kanang C2, C1, C3 o kanang ilang mga mix and match. Pwede siya ma-apply dito kaning path sum algorithm. And also kanang prices, like total prices sa product sa Chicken Joy, sa drinks, and sa fries. Or sa drinks, spaghetti o fries. Same jud na sila sa price. I apply.
So hello everyone. So ano siya ang continuation sa akong discussion about sa navigating or navigation or GPS using path sum. So basically mag-start siya diri sa sa Panapo. Di masugod yung node. Next is yung target niya nga kilometers is 40 kilometers. So, saan po pangita sa 40 kilometers? I-check niya na each node. So, first mag-start tayo sa top, sa 8 km. Since ang 8 km man is wala man siya child node or left and right node. So, dili na gyud siya mao kay 8 km lang siya taman. So, bali at cross out na nato siya. Next na to is diri sa 25 km. Next sa 25 km is naman siya child node nga 8 kilometers pero negative man siya. So, minus na siya. 25 minus 8 kilometers, which is ang answer is 17 kilometers. So, ang 8 kilometers or negative 8 kilometers is wala naman siya yung child node. So, mali gyapon siya. Di gyapon siya itong ipangita. Mo balhin sa diri sa sa right side next node. So, 15 kilometers. 15 kilometers is naman siya yung next node or child node, which is another 15 kilometers na pod. So, yan ito ang duha. 15 kilometers plus 15 kilometers is equal to 30 kilometers. So, next node na niya is na po siya next node. So, 15 plus 15 equals 30 plus 10 pa yun, which is 40 kilometers. Is mo na siya itong target nga kilometers. So, panabo to 40 kilometers yung talag like Mawab. So, panabo to Mawab is 40 kilometers. Yan pag or yan pag-apply ang spot sum o path sum algorithm using navigation. So let's go to next slide. So hello everyone. So it's me again. So I'll continue my discussion about the navigating system or GPS. Uh, as you can see, i-check na to dre nga pan if tama lang gibuhat, which is tama naman di ba? Makita mo na to dre. Nag-green siya. So that means nga tama tong gibuhat kaniya nga ang target magod is 40 kilometers. So mangita tag node to ay route to diff nga nodes para sum of nodes para makuha tong target nga which is 40 kilometers. So tama man. Siya raman diri nga nodes or three nodes from route to leaf ang nag-equal to 40 kilometers. So check sa. That's it.
Hello guys. So, let's test here if tama ba tong gipang ingon niya tong sa first slide ani ay itong first slide pa ani. So, as you can see panabo yung km. So, diba tama? Mag-green siya diri ah. Diri, mali man. Dili man makuha ng 40 km diri kay negative man eh. Positive, positive plus negative is yeah, 17 na. Kina 8 diri ra. So, correct siya diri ah. So, let's go to the next slide.
So hello everyone. So this is the continuation of our topic path sum about real life simulation. So let's start from start to bucket node. And yung target mo is budget 299. Yan. Sa bucket pa lang is 599. So dili na gyud siya mo. And since wala siya child node, ignore na siya. Dito to sa beef steak nga node, which is the sa left side node kaning 99 beef steak. Then ang next node niya is 99 yapon coke float, and wala lang siya next node na. So ang total sa 99 plus 99 is 198 raman. So dili siya total sa 299. So bali na pa sa biggest node, which is the right node. There's siya sa drinks 31 ang drinks. Next node niya is 79, which is the chicken. Pila naman na? 110. 110 plus next node niya is ang sa ni spaghetti. Spaghetti is 189. Total of 299. So diyan na ako ang tong target budget niya. Exactly 299. So diri na apply ang path sum, which is yun ang i-add niya ang mga items or mga nodes para makuha niya ang target value or target nga sum.
So good day everyone. So let's continue. So real world application. So na-discuss naman ito siya niya. So let's try to continue the discussion. So this algorithm can be used in XML file processing. Imagine if you have an XML tree and each tag has a size or a weight. This algorithm can walk through the tree and sum all the weights until it reaches the bottom. So basically, if kani, ganito example, if imong system file or imong computer is kanang ng kapit na puno, lag na kayo, mapansin mo kay lag na, mag-open rig tab, lag na kayo. So kung gusto nimo pangitaan tong folder, application or katong games badra or file na nagka-cause og kugat or something like videos, siguro videos na. So kining algorithm walks you from root to leaf and adds the file sizes and it tells you. So kining algorithm matrack to niya from root to leaf. Is basically isam ni ba tong from root to leaf. So next is, and after niya mag-sum, pakita niya dito like sa videos. This video is 1 gig or this document folder contains 2 gig. This videos folder contains 20 gig, like something like that. So next is path sum is used in real-world applications to find the most efficient or optimal route, such as minimizing the travel time in GPS, reducing cost in supply chains, or balancing loads in circuits by calculating the total value along connected step or paths. And dili lang po dira nagalimit ang application sa path sum. Let's say sa games, like mga game development nga applications, like if gusto na may calculate ang stats sa ka hero, isa ka player or isa ka creeps, or from main character to weapon, which what's total attack power or total damage, total defense, like something like that. Good. Kanang na mga sum of all the nodes or all items or all attributes or using ana. Gamit kay ang kwan path sum algorithm or root to leaf root to leaf algorithm ay root to leaf path sum algorithm. So that's it.
So, good day everyone. I am James Garcia Biera and let's talk about maximum path sum any to any node. So, find a path with the maximum sum where the path can start and end at any node and must go down and or up, cannot revisit. The maximum path sum problem asks you to find the highest possible sum of values from a path in a binary tree where the path can start and end at any node, must follow the parent-child connection, can go up and down but no cycles or revisiting nodes, and the last is must include at least one node. So kanitong maximum path sum is isa na siya ka problem, which is kung asa niya ginapangita niya ang pinakataas nga value or ay pinakataas na sum sa isa ka path sa sulod sa binary tree. So natay mga conditions sa path. So first of all is pwede siya bisag asa magsugod. Now pwede po siya bisag asa mahuman. So bisag asa nga node, pwede siya mahuman or bisag asa siya mahuman, pwede po siya bisag asa magsugod. Then ang ikaduha is kailangan dapat is moagi siya sa connection sa parents or og child. Then ikatulo is ana sila is pwede siya bisag asa nga direksyon, which is pwede siya pataas, pwede pud siya pababa. So dapat dili siya ano lang pwede mubalik sa kaparehong node niya. So bisag asa pa na siya moagi ay direction, I mean pataas man or pababa, basta dili lang daw siya mubalik sa kapareho niya nga node. Then last is dapat na siya isa ka node sapat. Next is let's talk about result and observation. Our so result and observation. Our test and observation showed that this algorithm works very well. It always found the correct path sums even in a big or a complicated trees. It was also helpful in tasks like rebuilding file system or choosing option in a decision tree. Even better, when we use memoization, it ran even faster and didn't repeat any. So overall, it was accurate, reliable, and fast. So naingon namon ni siya nga accurate ang algorithm kay first of all tungod maka-scan siya sa tanang posible nga path sa binary tree. Bisan pag asa siya magsugod, bisan pag asa siya magsugod og maghuman, basta dili siya magbalik-balik o bisan asa nga node. Compared to other approaches, brute force is too slow, pattern mining is too complex for basic path sums. These algorithms strike a balance it's fast, focused, and flexible. So, kung ikumpara nato sa pamaagi sa brute force, ang brute force is hinay kaayo and also komplikado kaayo ang pattern mining niya para sa simple path sum problems. So, ang brute force pod is gina-check niya every possible combination which wastes time and resources. So, ang pattern mining sub is sa brute force is lisod siya sabton dili practical para sa simple nga task. Then, ang among algorithm is naghatag og balance, so paspas pud siya and also flexible para sa tanang klase sa binary tree. So, mao na ang compare niya sa brute force.
Strengths of PATSUM. The PATSUM algorithm has a couple of strong points that make it really powerful. First of all, its biggest strength is accuracy. When it traverses a tree, it makes sure to go through every possible path, from the root node all the way to leaf nodes. Along the way, it adds up the values of each node it passes through. That means every path is counted and no potential sum is missed. You always get a full and correct result. Whether you're working with small trees or very large ones, the result stays reliable. It's especially useful when you need to analyze all possible outcomes in structured system like a decision tree. Another strength is its efficiency. The algorithm runs in what we call linear time. This means the time it takes to finish depends directly on the number of nodes in the tree. So if there are 100 nodes, it needs about 100 steps. If there are 500, it takes roughly 500 steps. It doesn't do anything necessary work or revisit notes that makes it ideal or handling every very large trees without slowing down. Unlike some complex algorithms that take forever to process big data, but some stays fast and simple. It's also easy to implement whether you use recursion or iteration. Plus, it's flexible. You can adjust it to stop early, track the maximum or minimum sum, or even count only specific types of paths. Overall, it's a solid tool for anyone working with tree-based data, accurate, fast, and dependable. That's the what makes the path sum algorithm stand out. Limitation of path-sum. The path-sum algorithm is very useful, but it does have some limitations. One of the biggest challenges is its memory usage. When the algorithm tries to store every single path and its total sum, it can quickly use a lot of memory. This problem gets worse with very large trees that have hundreds or ever thousands of possible paths. Storing all these paths can become impractical, especially if you don't actually need every single one. No algorithm is perfect, and PathSum is no exception. When dealing with such large trees, it can slow down or consume too much memory. That's why sometimes we use pruning techniques to improve performance. They won't affect the final result. By doing this, we save both memory and processing time. Without pruning, the algorithm tries to explore every path, which isn't always necessary. If the tree is very big, this exhaustive approach becomes inefficient. In some cases, the algorithm might run out of memory or take too long to finish. Pruning helps focus on only on the most important or promising paths. This way, we avoid wasting resources on irrelevant branches. However, deciding where and when to prune requires careful thought. If done incorrectly, pruning might skip important paths and lead to wrong answers. So it's a trade off between accuracy resource use. In summary, while PathSum is accurate and efficient in many cases, its memory use can be a limitation. By applying smart pruning, we can overcome this challenge and make the algorithm work better for large trees.